G'day, g'day, and welcome to Graves in Australia Diecast Salvage. Let's see what we can do with this Cragstan Plymouth Barracuda. If you want to see what we're going to do with it, you need to come along with me onto my little workbench. So, I hope to see you there. So, here we have our Cragstan. It says Detroit Senior, made in Israel, Plymouth, Barracuda, number 8114. This is a plastic base. I've already taken the tops of the 4 posts down with the burr tool, just to save a little bit of time. Now these Cragstans also go under the name of Gamda Koor, and I think there's another name for them as well, but they're all made in Israel. Anyway, so let's have a look at the main casting. It is all there. No broken A pillars, no broken B pillars. This gap here we'll have to sort out. I can't push it up any further. The screen is in relatively good condition. The doors open and close. It has a black interior and it has a couple of black stripes. At this stage, I don't know what I'm going to do with it, whether I bring it back, restore it as it is here, original colour, white with the double black stripe, or I may go somewhere else. Don't know yet. Each episode, usually at this stage, I don't know where I'm at until we get to stripping the paint. Anyway, so I'll get some tools ready and we'll take the car apart and we're back. I'll tell you one thing, it's a good thing I've got a sweet tooth, because the containers for the chocolate mousse do come in handy. So, as mentioned before, we're taking the post heads off, 4 of them, just to make it a little bit easier. And as I mentioned, it is a plastic base and it has a plastic suspension. So we need to repaint the base. So what we'll do with that is we shall put this in the caustic soda once it has been cooled. Otherwise we'll distort this plastic too much. And that will take the chrome that's left on here, it'll take it off. We'll put that aside for a moment. The interior, I dare say with the interior, when I pull that out, the doors will fall off. Because unlike Matchbox, Corgi and the like, they don't have a spring in the front here to hold the doors in place. If you look carefully, just here and here, it is the interior that holds the doors in place. So let's see how we go. Interior needs a wash, So we'll go back over to Crabot Nick's place and use his poor man's wash machine. G'day, Nick. No inserts on the doors. Same on that side. So we can put them aside. The screen itself should just pop out, and it does. So while the interior is over with Nick, we'll take the glass over there as well, and we shall give it a good clean and polish. That's all right. Nick's a good bloke. He'll give me a cup of coffee, I'm sure. And that leaves us with the main casting. So, all right. We'll bring you back shortly as I have a cup of coffee. So as you can see in the background, we've taken the wheels off. I'll probably stick them in some hot water to take the rubber off. Then again, I may just leave them on there because the hubs should clean up quite well. So, Nick, some more stuff to come into your wash machine. I'll have to do something about that axle. She's a little bit bent. Then again, we'll see what we can do with it. How's that axle? We might have to put some new axles in. They're both bent. But that's something to look at down the road. That we can put into our head towards our entertainment centre. Now, what we've done here, we've put the base back on. We have put some masking tape over the back bumper. We've put some masking tape on the inside of the casting, but we've let it come out a little bit. And to back it up, we're just using some Play-Doh. So that's, sorry about that, using some Play-Doh to hold that masking tape in place. We're going to reattach it, and then using some liquid metal filler, we are going to close that gap that we saw at the beginning. There's a fair bit that needs to go in. We shall see if we can do that, fill that gap. I'm going to do this off camera because I'm not confident enough to do it on camera. So we've squeezed it straight out the tube, and it's just like Bondo. Just push it into place. This is why I said I'd rather do it off camera. Because then once she's dry, like Bondo, we will be able to sand it down. We just need to get it rough, and I mean rough, into where we want it. As you can see, it's already starting to harden. Oops, sorry about that, guys and gals. But there's that butter word again. Just to need to make sure that we get plenty of it in there. We may need to go over it again. Don't know yet. All right, time to let that go off. I'm going to have a little chat with Nick regarding the use of his wash machine, and I'll let you know what happens with Nick. All right, maybe Martin D might be there as well, because he likes to have a cup of coffee with me. All right, catch you in a moment. And I'm back again. Aren't you lucky people? Where we left off was where I used the liquid metal filler on the back. That failed in that it was like a skim coat, very, very, very thin. So it didn't quite work, but I've come up with another alternative. And that's the whole idea of in this game. And what I've found is a piece of wire. And if I can find another piece here, I should be able to. There we go. It's like a like another form of a tie wire, but this is something different. I can't remember what I got it from. In any case, I had a piece that fitted in there nicely, and it is glued onto the bumper, so that we've got there. We're putting in rhinestone taillights, hence why I'm not filling up the holes up there just yet. Anyway, let's get moving on. We'll be back when I figure out what I'm going to do next. So we're at the famous Gravesend Australia diecast salvage stripper venue. So, as you can see, our participant is ready and waiting. Our strippers are ready and waiting. They just want to take a bath together. So, seeing as it's almost winter, we might as well give it to them. Keep the fizz within the container. So they're having a nice warm hot bath. You can see the flecks of paint coming off the casting. The doors are in on this side. I'll just move that casting towards the centre a little bit. There we go. So we'll let that do its thing. Let it cool down a little bit. And then we can put our base in to strip the chrome that's off there to be redone. So we'll come back when we're finished with the stripping and we've polished up the casting. Catch you in a moment. For me, it might be a half an hour or so, but for you, it's just a fraction. So here's our casting fresh out of the strippers. Had the towel to wipe ourselves down and dry ourselves off. Paint came off rather easily. Sorry about that. This is the first generation of the Plymouth Barracuda from what I've been looking on the internet with. We haven't polished anything up as yet. And here's the base after a dunking in the caustic soda. When it cooled down, it's just enough to take the chrome off so that we can do a repaint of it. So it's now time for me to use the brass bristle brush and the scourer, the steel wool scourer, to polish up our casting. We'll see you in a moment. So we now have our casting all nice and shiny there. And we have now chromed up the base. And that was done with a rattle can chrome paint. So we're going to next put the car into a primer, and it's going to be a white primer, and we'll catch you shortly. I initially had the casting in white primer, and the white primer is still on it, but the colour that I'm after requires a chrome coloured base. So we've painted it chrome, so now we're going to go with the colour on it. So here we go. That's our tack coat. We'll add some more coats to it, and we shall see you soon. This is a reminder of what we started with on a Cragstan Plymouth Barracuda. And here we are. So here is our Cragstan Plymouth Barracuda. You should be seeing a photo about now, which was the inspiration for this particular vehicle. So, what have we done with it? Naturally, we've pulled it apart, we've stripped it, we've repainted it in a metallic type red colour. We've repainted the base, we've polished up the wheels. Now, we did have a little bit of a problem with this, and that is that the glass, or the glazing for it, the plastic for the windows, was very brittle. Can't plain graphite neck or with braking, it was just that brittle. So what we've done is we've made a new windscreen, and we've made a new rear screen for this. We've got rhinestone dual taillights, and we didn't do the front. just left the front as it is, but painted it as it was. What we've also done is we've put in a piece between the bumper and the bottom part of the car because it was a very bad fit, and every other image that I see of this vehicle, it has the same problem. So we've been able to fix that. Right now, it's a lot better than what it did. So, hope you enjoyed this little video. We'll catch you next time at Racing Australia. Like myself.